Margaret, 65, stood in aisle 7, clutching her diabetes medication bottle in one hand and a bag of diabetically-friendly crackers in the other. Her doctor said, "Eat more fiber." Her nutritionist said, "Avoid processed foods." Her neighbor insisted, "Just go keto." And the internet? Well, the internet told her to eat everything and nothing. Sound familiar? If you're a senior with type 2 diabetes, you have probably felt this exact frustration. One expert says one thing, another says the complete opposite. Meanwhile, your blood sugar is never stable and you're wondering if you'll ever enjoy a meal again without guilt or confusion. But what if I told you that 5 award-winning chefs who've dedicated their careers to diabetes-friendly cooking have already solved this puzzle for you? What if the secret isn't complicated meal plans or expensive supplements, but in simple, time-tested techniques that make both food delicious and blood sugar friendly? Meet Chef Robert Lewis, known as the Happy Diabetic. After being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes himself, he dedicated his career to proving that diabetes-friendly food doesn't have to be bland. He specializes in creating delicious, practical recipes that manage blood sugar without sacrificing flavor. Chef Giancarlo Cardisi from Italy experienced type 2 diabetes firsthand and famously put his own condition into remission through diet. He embraced the power of the Mediterranean diet, focusing on fresh whole ingredients and traditional cooking methods that naturally balance blood sugar. Chef Ronaldo Linares brings a Latin-inspired approach to healthy eating. He understands that food is deeply cultural and should be celebrated, not restricted. His flavor fusion strategy shows how to adapt traditional recipes to be diabetes-friendly, proving that you can enjoy bold tastes and rich heritage while keeping your blood sugar stable. Chef Carlos Gonzalez is not just a chef. He also lives with type 2 diabetes, just like many of you. His profound realization came from adapting his professional culinary skills to manage his own health. His everyday ingredient, extraordinary results approach focuses on making healthy, diabetes-friendly cooking accessible and enjoyable using ingredients you already have. And finally, Chef Alice Waters, a pioneer of the farm-to-table movement, champions the power of fresh, seasonal, and organic ingredients. While not a diabetes specialist herself, her fundamental philosophy is a cornerstone for diabetes management. In the next few minutes, you'll learn their insider secrets, get their proven meal strategies, and walk away with a complete roadmap that transforms your kitchen into your greatest health ally. So like and share with this and that person who you know needs this video. Now, let's get into the foundation. Because here's what most people get wrong about diabetes eating. They focus on what they can't have instead of mastering the principles that make everything work. Chef Robert Lewis puts it perfectly. Don't think restriction, think construction. And the first pillar of that construction is fiber, but not the way you think. Principle 1, the fiber advantage. Most people hear fiber and they think of cardboard cereal. But research reveals something fascinating. When you get 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily, your blood sugar doesn't just stabilize, it becomes predictable. Here's why this matters for you as a senior. A regular breakfast of toast and jam sends your blood sugar on a roller coaster. But when you add just 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed to your oatmeal, that same meal becomes a steady 4-hour energy source. The fiber creates a protective barrier that slows sugar absorption. This is why we call it the fiber first rule. Eat your fibrous foods first in every meal. This primes your digestive system to handle whatever comes next. Principle 2. Portion wisdom, not portion punishment. Portion control isn't about eating less. It's about eating smarter. Look at your hand. Your palm is your protein portion. Your cupped hand is your carb portion. Your thumb is your fat portion. When you eat these portions in a specific order, your satisfaction doubles while your blood sugar stays steady. Don't worry, your taste buds adapt in 21 days. Principle 3, the glycemic index made simple. Think of it like a traffic light system. Green light foods like leafy greens, berries, and lean proteins, these are your anytime foods. Yellow light foods like sweet potatoes and quinoa, these are your with meal foods. Red light foods like white bread and processed sweets, these are your special occasion foods. When you combine these 3 principles, fiber first, smart portions, and glycemic awareness, you are already ahead of 80% of people managing diabetes. Your body starts working with you instead of against you. Your energy becomes steady, your cravings decrease, and your relationship with food transforms from fear to confidence. Now, before we look at the exact foods that will become your most powerful allies in managing type 2 diabetes, I want you to do something. If you're finding this detailed information helpful, hit that like button right now. And if you want more evidence-based strategies for managing type 2 diabetes, subscribe and ring the bell. Because your blood sugar success depends on understanding not just what you eat, but exactly how these foods work in your body. First, let's start with Brussels sprouts. If you're thinking Brussels sprouts are just those bitter little cabbages, then you're missing out. Brussels sprouts belong to the cruciferous family and are packed with 2 diabetes-fighting compounds your body desperately needs. First, the fiber content. 4 grams per cup of cooked Brussels sprouts. But this isn't just any fiber. It's a mix of soluble and insoluble fiber that creates a protective gel in your digestive system. This gel literally slows down how fast sugar enters your bloodstream, preventing those dangerous spikes that damage your blood vessels and stress your pancreas. You can just think of it as a natural time-release system for glucose. Second, Brussels sprouts are loaded with antioxidants, particularly vitamin C and alpha-lipoic acid. Chronic inflammation make your cells resistant to insulin. The antioxidants in Brussels sprouts fight this inflammation at the cellular level, actually improving how your muscles and your liver respond to insulin. Chef Robert Lewis discovered that roasting them with olive oil and garlic not only eliminates the bitter taste, but actually increases the absorption of these fat-soluble antioxidants. If you're worried about digestive issues, start with just a quarter cup and gradually increase. Your digestive system will adapt, and the fiber will actually improve your gut health, which recent research shows is directly connected to blood sugar control. Will you take Brussels sprouts seriously now? Let me know in the comments. Next, beans and lentils. These are what I call diabetes superfoods, and seniors with diabetes need it because they contain a unique combination of soluble fiber, plant protein, and complex carbohydrates that work together like a perfectly orchestrated blood sugar management system. Let's break this down. Half a cup of cooked lentils gives you 8 grams of fiber and 9 grams of protein. The soluble fiber forms a gel-like substance in your stomach that slows gastric emptiness, meaning food moves through your digestive system more slowly. This prevents the rapid glucose spike that overwhelms your insulin response. Plant protein is equally important. Like animal protein, plant protein from legumes doesn't trigger inflammatory responses. Instead, it helps your muscles use glucose more efficiently. Your muscle cells have glucose transporters that become more active when you consume plant protein, literally pulling sugar out of your bloodstream and into your muscles where it is used for energy instead of stored as fat. Chef Carlos, who manages his own type 2 diabetes, explains it perfectly. Beans don't just fill you up, they teach your body how to handle sugar properly. The glycemic index of lentils is just 25, compared to white bread at 75. This means lentils release their energy slowly over 3 to 4 hours, keeping your blood sugar steady and your energy consistent. If you're concerned about digestive discomfort, here's the key. Soak dried beans overnight and cook them thoroughly. This breaks down the complex sugars that can cause gas. Start with easier-to-digest options like red lentils or black beans, and gradually introduce others as your digestive system adapts. Next up, berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, all are nature's diabetes medicine. They are all unique among fruits because they are low in natural sugars but incredibly high in anthocyanins, the compounds that give them their deep colors. Research shows that anthocyanins actually improve insulin sensitivity by up to 23% in people with type 2 diabetes. They do this by activating specific proteins in your muscle cells that help them absorb glucose more efficiently. What makes berries even more powerful is that they contain a specific type of fiber called pectin. A half a cup of berries provides about 4 grams of this fiber, which doesn't just slow down sugar absorption, it actually feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut that produces short-chain fatty acids. These fatty acids have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation throughout your body. When you eat berries with oatmeal or yogurt, the anthocyanins prevent the starches from being converted to glucose too quickly. Mix berries with oatmeal or yogurt throughout the week to get the full spectrum of diabetes-fighting compounds. Next, we're looking at whole grains. Whole grains, like oats, quinoa, and barley, are diabetes management tools, but only if you understand exactly how they work and how you use them properly. The key is beta-glucan fiber, a special type of soluble fiber found in the outer layer of these grains. Beta-glucan has been extensively studied for diabetes management. Clinical studies show that 3 grams of beta-glucan daily can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 30%. But here's the crucial part. Like I mentioned before, portion control is everything. 1/3 to 1/2 a cup of cooked quinoa contains about 2.5 grams of beta-glucan and provides sustained energy for 3 to 4 hours. Compare this to white rice, which spikes your blood sugar within 30 minutes and leaves you hungry again in 2 hours. Chef Giancarlo, who managed his own type 2 diabetes, built his recovery around these grains. He discovered that when you eat whole grains as part of a balanced meal with protein and healthy fats, they actually help stabilize your blood sugar throughout the day. Another diabetes powerhouse you should look at are nuts and seeds. A small handful of mixed nuts provides 4 grams of protein, 3 grams of fiber, and 15 grams of healthy fats. But it's the type of fats that make the difference. Monounsaturated fats from almonds and walnuts actually improve insulin sensitivity by changing the composition of your cell membranes, making them more responsive to insulin. The magnesium content is equally important. Most people with type 2 diabetes are deficient in magnesium, which is essential for over 300 enzymatic reactions involved in glucose metabolism. Just 30 grams of almonds provides 20% of your daily magnesium needs. This mineral literally helps your cells unlock and use glucose properly. Timing matters too. Eating nuts 30 minutes before a meal can reduce the blood sugar spike from that meal by up to 20%. There you have it. Top healthy food choices to help seniors manage type 2 diabetes without feeling like they're missing out. Remember to take Brussels sprouts, lentils and beans, berries, whole grains, nuts and seeds seriously now. They are your allies. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for healthy tips that go down easier than a multivitamin. Hit that button if you're aging like fine wine or want to.